Am I the only one who's in survival mode right now? I'm so overwhelmed with everything that's going on that I don't even know what to do. So I fell off the goal setting wagon. I haven't set my weekly actions since the inauguration. So we're going to start from a clean slate this month in February. And we're not going to worry about yearly goals this month. I feel like I'm in survival mode, and that is how I'm going to treat my monthly goals and just try to maintain this month and have a focus on mental health, because I know that's a big factor right now for me because I'm scared, I'm anxious, I don't know what to do. I just don't. So many of my friends are being affected by the political changes. I am terrified of what each week is going to bring, and so we are focusing on how we can get through it. So, with that all being said, let's go ahead and set some goals for the month so that we can try and maintain where we need to be. And I want to say, if you're also struggling, I don't think we're the only ones. I've talked to a lot of my friends who are feeling completely overwhelmed. They don't know what to do either. And it's just really hard right now. I don't think even at least I want to believe, even the people who voted for Trump didn't want this and didn't expect this, but I don't know. Right now I'm trying to come from a place of we're all in this together and we need to get out of this together, and I don't know what that looks like. So, monthly goals, right? We can do this. So my focus for personal is going to be on self-care. I don't feel like right now focusing on like my wardrobe or my self-confidence really is warranted. There's so much else going on that it feels selfish. And I was listening to somebody today who was talking about self-care and how we need to keep our spirits up and need to, you know, not give up on hope. And so that's going to be part of my self-care this month. So, what are we going to do for self-care? I think we'll put 2 in here. And the biggest thing I'm doing for myself as far as self-care right now is my daily to-do list. Honestly, my anxiety is so high that without these, I feel lost each morning and I don't know what to do. And besides the to-do list, I think the biggest thing that I can do is take breaks, because I'm getting so overwhelmed with the breaking news, all the changes and what those changes mean and everything, that I think I just need a break, and I need to build that in at least one day a week, because I feel like I need to be informed, but I also get so overwhelmed going, I feel like there's nothing I can do. So I'm going to build in breaks, take a break. I'm going to say from social media. And we're going to say 2 days a week. So maybe on the weekends, I step back and recharge, and then we go at it again on Monday and go from there. Because currently, if I continue at my current pace, I'm going to end up curled up in a ball crying every day. So that's where I am. And I know that's going to sound over the top and extreme, but I literally am that scared right now. So for fun and recreation, Even though this sounds completely selfish, my son is going to Disney on a band trip, and Disney is my thing. Disney's my happy place. So even though I feel like we should be saving, like not spending any extra money or anything right now, I'm going to book a trip to Disney for me, my husband, and my two younger girls. Dan will go with the band, and my oldest, because he's in the process of moving out. We'll talk about that when we get to family a little bit. So I need to plan that. It's not going to be this month. It's next month, but I haven't booked anything because I've kind of been in this almost freeze mode right now. So focus, I'm going to say family. And booking the trip right now is going to be a lot for me. So I'm just going to put down here, book the trip. It feels like it should be a weekly action, but I don't think it is right now for me. And this is something he's been looking forward to since he started high school, and I've looked forward to watching him march down Main Street in the Magic Kingdom. And so, as guilty as I feel about it, I'm still going to go. For work and learning, I feel like I'm letting you guys down, and I'm just going to say 2 videos a week. Because there's a lot of other things going on. So I guess that should have been my goal, maybe. I don't know. But I need to take 1 day off a week where I'm not videoing, I'm not editing, I'm simply focusing on my family. And we're going to try for shorter videos. We're going to see how that goes. If I can do 3 in a week, I will, but I'm not going to be down on myself if I can only do 1 or 2. So, as far as family and relationship, I think my focus right now, so it's on my family. And I kind of collect kids. I don't do it intentionally, but a lot of times my kids' friends end up kind of being, I don't know, encompassed in our family. And when they need things, we take care of it. So, I guess family, they're just family. I'm just going to leave them at family, even though they're not biologically mine. I don't have, they're adults, the ones that I'm going to be helping this month. But I feel that it's needed. So okay, we'll talk about it and I'll explain. I guess that's the best way to do it. So my husband has one of my son's friends as an employee. And for whatever reason, mom and dad are a little, they don't like him to go to the doctor. And they don't want him, even though he has medical insurance, to go to the doctor for things because they feel it's a waste of time and everything. So what we're doing, because he needs glasses, we're using some of the funds from the business I'm going to take him for an eye exam and buy him glasses because he needs that. So I'm going to do Andrew's. glasses. Okay, the other one. So my oldest son, he's 20, has a girlfriend. She lives in Texas currently. His home situation isn't ideal, say. There've been a lot of legal issues, we'll just say. She is legally an adult. She's 21, but she still lives at home with mom and dad because she has diabetes, and mom and dad are, again, it's a, for whatever reason, she is not on their health insurance because when she turned 18, they took her off. And so she is currently trying to pay for all of her insurance stuff. And with diabetes, that's a lot when you don't have insurance. So she's actually going to be moving up here, and they're going to be getting a house together. And I'm going to be working on helping her get situated and find, an endocrinologist. She's signing up for insurance through her new job. She's got like a whole bunch of other things, and we're just going to be support system and making sure we find what she needs and get her all settled. So besides my adopted kids, I will also obviously be doing things for my own kids. I have it set up in here too. After this, I'm going to be spending some time and going through what each one of them needs. I kind of know already, but I want to spend a little bit of time just thinking it out. But I will set an individual focus or something I want to check on with each member. With Ethan, it's going to be in conjunction with Violet and kind of getting them situated. For health and wellness, I think my focus is going to be on mental health, and physical therapy. So the other thing that has gone on this last month is with my physical therapy. So if you're new to my channel, I've had a lot of abdominal surgeries. And because of that, the amount of scarring and other things that go on there, it's a lot. And so I have a lot of nerve pain. And so we've been working on that. Plus the fact that all your abdominal muscles are actually linked to your pelvic floor. And since I had 2 full laparotomies, which means they essentially cut me from right below my breastbone to below my belly button by a couple of inches. So it's really like a whole, the whole front of me. And they cut all of those muscles. And because of that, we're trying to rehab some of those muscles. It's been long enough, so we're working on it. I had no idea how exhausting that was going to be, but it's very physically exhausting. So just making sure I'm maintaining what we're doing. Some days, if I've gone in for physical therapy, because I go twice a week, I get home and I'm absolutely exhausted and do very little the rest of the day because it hurts. It's tiring. I'm trying to use muscles that don't want to work or that are not firing properly. I have scar tissue. My entire rib cage doesn't want to move at all. We've worked on it for 4 weeks now, and we're still having difficulty getting it to move. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's less breath sounds in my recordings, and that's because I can actually breathe deeper because my diaphragm was so constricted. So it's helping a lot. It's just taking a lot out of me. So I think for this month, making sure I'm doing PT exercises, because they are getting easier the more I do them. So do PT exercises at least 5 times a week. I'm trying to do them every day, but I want to give myself a little wiggle room because when I get super anxious, I may forget. And besides that, with the mental health, I mean, the self care is going to do a lot, but making sure that I am talking with my therapist and I want to say journaling, but I don't know that I can actually follow through on journaling. So I, you know what, let's just leave it at therapist because I'm not sure what else to put there that really is going to go with my goals. I'm not going to worry about spiritual and personal growth at all this month. As far as finances, I'm going to say budget conscious. So I seem to be trapped in a little bit of a fear mode, I'll call it. So it kind of started at the end of last year with December, where with all the things that Trump is doing, I am concerned about how much the price of everything is going to go up and whether or not I'm going to be able to afford things that I really enjoy. So I've kind of been stockpiling stickers. I've been ordering things that maybe I wouldn't normally order just so that I have them now. And it's like FOMO next level. Because I'm worried with the tariffs that like fountain pens are going to skyrocket in price or fountain pen ink. I have no idea if those are going to be covered. I mean, I think they come from Japan, but some of them come from China and some of my stickers come from Canada and I just don't know what's going to be affected besides food prices and whether or not food is going to go up so much that I won't have the extra money to spend on some of these things. So I'm going to try and be mindful of planner purchases. I'm not going to say I'm not going to buy any because I'm stressed. I know I'm going to buy things. I'm just going to try and think it through. Maybe we put a 3-day pause before I buy. So that way I can add it to my cart. I can really think about it. And if in 3 days I'm still like, I really need this, then I can buy it. The other thing I want to do is I know grocery prices are going to go up. Everything's going to go up. So I want to be a little bit mindful about what I'm buying and go like during the summer, I was doing a really good job of being very budget conscious and only buying the food that we needed right then. I think I need to do a little bit more than that. Not quite the like hoard food or anything, but I want to make sure I have a supply of flour and sugar and all the things that I can so that if something happens with the supply chain for any known reason, because at this point I don't trust anything, that I have a little bit of a backup there, if that makes sense. So maybe budget meals. Restock staples is what I'll call it. So like the things that we use constantly, I might buy, 4 jars of spaghetti sauce instead of 1, that type of stuff. So there's that. For physical environment, I'm going to focus on a safe space. And that's going to look like, at least for me, because there's so much chaos everywhere else, making sure that things are tidy and clean, because with all the external chaos, I need a clean, quiet space to come back to. And I think my kids are really stressed out as well between school and everything else going on. So we're going to focus on that. So clean and tidy space and things that make us happy. So I'm thinking things like aromatherapy. So just like good smells in my house, things like that, that will improve our environment. So let's take this and go into our first week of actions. Now, if circumstances change, am I going to come back here and tweak these? I don't know. I think what will happen is you'll see that in my weekly actions more than me coming back and changing this. So for our weekly actions this week, I am going to say that, back to my dot markers, daily to-do list. And that'll be easy. I'm just filling out my daily pages in my Hobonichi and using whatever pen works in there, so I don't have to worry about that. So there's that. Oh, and the other thing is we're going to take Saturday and Sunday off. And even if I don't have videos done, I'm going to take Saturday and Sunday off. Wait, hold on. I'm going to record on Sunday because I always do my planning on Sunday. Sorry. So let's do Friday and Saturday off. I think it needs to be 2 back-to-back days. But on Sundays, I know I'm going to record my plan with me. So saying that I'm going to take it off is setting myself up for failure. All right. For fun and recreation, I need to pick dates. Like, I know when Dan's going down, I just need to decide if we're going down the same day or if we're going to go down before or leave after him. So pick dates for Disney and book hotel. For work and learning this week, I am going to, let's see, there's a video I really want to do. So let's record. Paper video. And then I want to edit 3 videos because I have some that are waiting to be edited and I just haven't yet. For family and a relationship this week, Megan starts driver's ed, so driver's ed support. And then along with that, I'm going to look for an endocrinologist. I'm just going to ask around for our endocrinologist recommendations. That's the better way to put it. because she doesn't know the area and she'll need to find that fast. And if I can reach out to some friends and say, hey, do you know of a good endocrinologist, and give her some names, I think that's going to be helpful. For health and wellness, we're going to focus on doing PT. Every day. And what was the other thing I said here? Oh, we're going to take notes for therapists because I'm seeing her every other week right now. So notes for therapy. Not worrying about this one. For financial, I'm going to say that whole budget meals. And then I'm also going to say one purchase this week, if I do any at all, because I made 3 last week. So I don't really want to purchase anything, but I know if I get stressed, I'm going to want to. So I want to limit myself to 1 purchase and no more than $50, which is easy to do in the planner community. So easy. For physical environment, I'm going to focus on chores with the kids. They're doing pretty good on them. Not amazing, but good. Chores / clean space. And then lighting a candle, or I guess I don't need to have both. Sheesh. Anyhow, lighting a candle or diffuser oils. So I think that should help me get through the week. We'll see if I'm in a better place by next week. It'll depend on a lot of outside factors, I think. But that's where we're going this week. Let's take a moment and actually fill out my family thing that I do every month. So this is the beginning of my kind of goal setting page that I do in my Hobonichi Cousin. I've transformed, my currently inked will go here. I haven't done that yet either. We'll put in the goals here. I'll do some self-care, like checklist type things here. I have my reading goal. I have subscriptions that I have coming here. I have big things going on, some things that I need to do, like I need to get the van in for an oil change. And Violet, who's moving up, Ethan's girlfriend, is going to have our birthday. So I want to make sure we do something special for that. So for my husband, I think the most important thing I can do for him this month. So for Jared, I have support weekly. That's like our check-ins, making sure he doesn't need me to run to the bank for him, run errands for him, things like that. And we need date night. Right now, I'm just trying to get us 1 date night a week. Right now, I'm just trying to get us 1 date night a month. And I think that's adequate. Right now, I have it set for, I think it's the Friday after Valentine's Day, because we have hockey game tickets. We'll be going there anyhow, and maybe we do a nice dinner beforehand or something. For the family, it's going to be that booking of Disney. And just kind of making sure that's all organized. For Ethan, it's going to be move out support. So it's going to be his first time not living with us. So he's going to need a lot of things, figuring out, dishes and what kind of pots and pans he may need, and bedding, and all the little things that he may not think of, like vacuum cleaners, things like that. For Dan, I think we're just gonna say Disney trip as well, because I need to make sure that all of his end, like, even though he'll be staying with the band and stuff, like, all the little things that need to happen there. For Megan, it's gonna be driver's ed, and that'll be a lot this month, let's be honest. And then I need to start taking her for drives, which is scary, but we can do it. For Emily, it's gonna be homework checks and making sure that we're getting our assignments in on time because she's getting distracted and a little overwhelmed at school. And when she gets super stressed out, she forgets to do things or chooses not to, one of the two. I'm also going to put a side note down here, 504 accommodations. So currently, sorry. So currently, none of my kids have 504 accommodations. So Ethan has ADHD. He's in college. All good. Dan has ADHD. He's a senior this year in high school, but takes all college classes. He's good. Megan and Emily both have autism. Megan has autism, ADHD, OCD, anxiety, and depression. Just because, we need a little spice of everything. So with all of that, she's getting overwhelmed at school. Like, she's an extremely good student. She's super smart. She has A's in everything. However, things like assemblies are really hard for her. And being in noisy environments to take her test are hard for her. And when she first got her diagnosis, because she's really high on the ASD threshold, or she's an ASD level 1, so is Emily. And the school evaluated them, even though we have a written diagnosis, but they would not give us a 504 because she wasn't failing anything. So I'm going to try and talk to her counselor and see what we can do for her to accommodate those two specific things and make sure she doesn't have to go to assemblies because it is overwhelming for her. For Emily, I'm working on figuring out what her accommodations need to be because she is struggling this year. And she probably scores higher on that autism scale. Her anxiety is also stronger than Megan's is. It's more like mine, unfortunately. So figuring out how to make her world work for her, and that's going to be her learning some things and maybe a little understanding on the other end and figuring out how we can make that work. And it may be as simple as, letting her have some additional study time and getting into like a study hall type class where she's getting that. It may be getting her directions in a slightly different manner. She got marked down this last semester because she couldn't make eye contact while giving a speech. And with autism, she physically can't do that. And so I need to figure out how to make these things a little bit like, I don't feel like she should be marked down because of not being able to make eye contact when there are limitations there. If it was something else, maybe, but I think that's something we need to address. So I need a little bit more communication from them to figure out how we do that. So there is that. And that is all of my goal setting for February. Hopefully this helped you guys set your own goals and not give up on moving forward, or at least treading water right now, and know that you're not alone in doing that. And it's okay to step back from your big picture goals and say, right now, I just want to maintain, or I just don't want to fall backwards. So with that all being said, if you guys like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button over there. And until next time, I'll see you real soon.